Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back for another reading lesson with Miss Kim. On the last day of school, I asked you to take this book and take it home. It's called Plants and Animals in Their Habitats. Good readers, before they read any types of books or they open their book, they look at the cover and they read the title to see what the book or text might be about. Now, looking at this picture, we see a monkey sitting on a branch, a part of a tree. That matches with the title, Monkey is an animal and tree is a plant. Now, as we're reading the title, Plants and Animals in Their Habitat. So far, I know by reading the title, I know that this book or the text in the book will be about plants and animals. But I'm sure you're wondering, what is a habitat? That's a good question to ask. We're going to be exploring and learning what a habitat might mean. In this unit, we need to ask ourselves the essential question, which is the main question, in order for us to know the purpose or the reason why we're reading this text or this book. The question is, let's read together, how do living things get what they need to survive? What are living things? Well, living things are people, plants, and animals. And all of us need to survive by getting what we need. What do plants and animals need in order to survive? Furthermore, we are going to be reading about plants and animals to understand how they get what they need in their habitats. We're going to watch a video to introduce what the book will be about, and maybe we'll know what a habitat might mean.
Plants and animals in their habitats. Plants and animals live in many habitats around the world. A habitat provides shelter, food, and water to living things. Plants and animals adapt to habitats that meet their needs. The climate, location, and resources make each habitat unique. How do living things get what they need to survive?
Now that we watched the video, I'm sure now we know what a habitat means. Let's look at the question. What is a habitat? Based on the video, we know that habitat is a place or home that provides food, water, shelter, and space to survive. Depending on what kind of animal you are, what kind of plant you are, they have different habitats that they live in. Now, there were a lot of examples that they gave us in the video, all the different habitats there are. I saw that there are wetlands, there's ocean, desert, rainforest. So these are all the different types of habitats that there are in the world. We're going to be specifically talking about scorpions. We're going to be reading a text about scorpions. And with all new topics, we always wonder what we know about scorpions and what we might want to learn about scorpions. We're going to get our KWL chart again. I want you to grab a paper and pencil and break it into 3 equal parts and label it KWL. We did this with the topic of bears. We did this with the topic of spiders. Now we're going to do it on the topic of scorpions. K stands for no. What do you know? What do you already know about scorpions? This is information that you already knew before we read a book or a video or watch a video. So what do you know about scorpions? What do you already know about scorpions? This is prior knowledge. Then you're gonna write what you know. Maybe you know what scorpions like to eat. Maybe you know what habitat they're from. The second is W, which stands for wonder. What do you wonder about scorpions? These are questions that you have about scorpions. Maybe you're wondering what scorpions like to eat. Do scorpions hunt prey? How do they hunt prey? So these are questions that you can ask that you wonder and you want to learn more about scorpions. After we read the text from our book today, you're going to write down all the things that you learned, all the facts that you learned from the informational text. So here you're going to ask, what did you learn about scorpions after reading the text? Okay, and then you say, I learned, and then whatever you learned. Now we're going to be reading our text. So I want you to open your book to page 4. You're going to go on page 4, right here, page 4. You can press pause so that you have more time. We're going to be reading this text. The title is News About Scorpions. On the left side, remember you have a place where you can write down notes, what you read. It's important to ask one question, which is, what is the habitat that scorpions live in? And number 2, what do they need in order to survive? So these are good questions to ask. These are 2 questions that you can ask as you're reading. Let's read together. News about scorpions. With its curved tail, 8 legs, and poisonous sting, a scorpion can be scary. Spiders and scorpions are both arachnids. Some people think scorpions look more like tiny lobsters than like spiders. Scorpions live in warm, dry places. At night, they search for food. They use their pincers to catch insects. Scorpions are not aggressive, but if they are cornered, their sting can be painful and even deadly. Now, reading from this text, what did you learn? The first question is, where do they live? What is their habitat? I'm going to underline what I saw. You have to make sure you find your evidence in your text. Here in the second paragraph, it says scorpions live in warm, dry places. That is their habitat. I'm gonna draw an inference, an educated guess. So when I'm thinking about warm and dry places, I predict or I think that scorpions live in desert. Scorpion habitat is desert because they live in warm, dry places. I'm going to make the text smaller. That's my note. So the second question is, what do they need in order to survive? They need to catch insects, so they eat insects. they use their pincers to catch insects. So I know that insects are there, so they are predators and they catch their prey because it says at night they search for food. They need insects for food. Scorpions need insects to survive so they can eat food. Now, what are other what are other facts that you learned about scorpions? There's so many facts that you can find. I'll do one more. Now I know that scorpions have 8 legs. I'm gonna write right here. Scorpions have 8 legs. Now I want you to read the text on your own and find all the different facts that you learned about scorpions. Remember, ask yourself what habitats that they live in or are from, and what do they need to survive. And then we'll explore more plants and animals, other types of animals and plants in other texts in our books. I'll see you later. Bye.